All right, welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about the budget because we all live under budgets, right? Where we spend way more money than we have.
That's how our budgets work.
Then we just kick the can. We'll make our grandkids pay for our purchases now. The GOP is in charge of the House, which means they are responsible for putting together the budget. Now, they could certainly work with House Democrats to come up with a compromised budget that gives the Republicans most of what they want, but could also throw a couple of bones in there for the Democrats to help fund their pet projects too, and then send that over to the Senate, who will chop it up a bit, send it back to the House. They chop it back up a bit, maybe send it back to the Senate, come to an agreement. House passes it, Senate passes it, sends it to the president, he passes it, and we're done.
Yes.
That's just normally how it works.
That's Six of Cups approach.
Yes. Now, instead, the Freedom Caucus, the MAGA faction, the Putin faction of the House, they want to take what would normally be a very mundane, necessary job function and politicize the living bejesus out of it. Mm-hmm. And they've added what would be termed as a poison pill to the budget to see, hey, if the Democrats really want to avoid a government shutdown, they will put a cat in every pot.
Yes. Hi, Nico.
Yes, the cat.
Yeah. So what MAGA Mike and the Republicans, with the support of Donald J. Trump, what they've added to the current budget proposal is that they want to require proof of citizenship for anyone who is applying for voter registration during the vote.
Nico, can you prove citizenship?
No.
I guess he can't vote.
No. Nico won't be voting.
No.
And it's kind of it's of course Trump's playing it up for this will ensure election integrity. What this really is going to do, because it's not like you've got a bunch of illegals voting. It's been, does it happen? Yes. Is it changing the outcome of the vote? No. What this really is about is suppressing votes for people who might not have ready access to this documentation and preventing them from voting. Just putting another hurdle in front of people who might not have all the documentation in front of you.
And the people this is going to hurt obviously are folks that maybe weren't born in this country, mm-hmm. Folks that are poor or had parents that weren't, really careful with their birth certificates, not really understanding the importance of it. Kids away at college.
Yeah, transient folks that are more transient.
Yeah, people that change jobs a lot and move around a lot. Yeah, it is definitely voter suppression, and it targets certain voters.
Yes, and the thing is, it's already against the law to vote if you're not a citizen of the United States. So
there are laws on the books in individual states that cover this, and there's no widespread fraud that's happening that would warrant further legislation at the federal level. It's trying to create a law for a problem that doesn't exist, and the whole reason for the law isn't to solve a problem. It's actually trying to cause problems, or at least give the impression that there is a problem when there isn't one, so that they can continue on these ridiculous talking points that the election in 2020 was stolen, even though Trump is now admitting that he lost the election.
By a whisker.
Yeah,
so this is the reason why they're pushing for this is because Trump has landed on this as this is going to be his platform. He's probably going to talk about it in the debate.
Sure.
That it's non-citizens voting that caused this huge surge of votes for a Democratic candidate.
Millions of immigrants coming over, and they all vote Democrat. Yes. All of them. It's the most amazing thing.
Every single one of them. So it's a talking point for Trump. So we're gonna take a look at the energy around this spending bill to keep the government open. Will the government shut down? Will the bill pass? Will the government shut down? I guess we could be more specific. Do you want to see if it's going to pass the way it is, or what do you want to do on this one?
Well, yeah, let's ask if this thing gets excised so that the budget has a chance of passing.
Yeah.
And again, if this leads to a shutdown, I can assure you that the Dick Cheney Republicans currently in the House are looking around like, not again. It's bad enough that we actually did have a government shutdown the last time. It only because they got the documentation too late to the Senate, and it got to Biden's office like 2 hours past when he needed to sign it. So the government was shut down, but it was shut down like on a Saturday and Sunday, and it enacted on Monday. So there was a shutdown, but it really had no impact on anybody.
Yeah.
It would be like somebody leaving work early on a Friday. They left at 3:30 instead of 5. Nobody really noticed because nobody else was working after 3:30 anyway.
Woo! They were at the company party, the Friday drinking party.
The happy hour that started at 5. You left a little early for it. But the Republicans understood that a government shutdown is going to look bad on them because they're the ones in charge of the House. And they're the ones adding the ridiculousness to it. They understand the narrative isn't going to play well to the non-fanatical voter. And we're talking a budget that's due the beginning of October, 1 month before the election. This is the last thing they want. Absolutely is the last thing they want.
But Trump is willing to hang all of the Republican congressmen because he needs a talking point.
Was Lindsey Graham wrong? When Lindsey Graham said, if we elect him as our candidate, he will be the demise of the Republican Party, and we have nobody else to blame for it but ourselves. Was that not just Lindsey nailed it 8 years ago? Yeah. He absolutely nailed it 8 years ago.
Yeah, but they all were happy to go along with him.
And he's been as big a sinner as the rest of them. And in his case, it's worse because he knew what the consequences were, but he rolled with it anyways.
Yeah, well, that's, not to be too harsh, but that's kind of part and parcel with most politicians. They're going to support the party. They're going to do what's best for the party. But at some point, you really do have to have a coming to Jesus moment.
Right. And again, when Dick Cheney is offering his support for Kamala Harris, I think a lot of conservatives have reached the tipping point, said, you know what? No, this election, no. Yeah. This election, we're gonna hangman it. We're gonna take a different perspective, and we can regroup and regather and try again in 2028.
Yeah. Yeah, it's they're finally saying out loud what they've been saying behind closed doors.
Exactly.
Okay, so government shutdown because of requiring proof for citizenship. What do you want to do as far as just the general energy on it, or?
I'll do the general energy and then we'll go into specifics.
Yeah, good. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see what you're reading, because that will lead to my reading.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of trumpet, got cats running. The kitten's playing with a bag. So if you hear a bunch of crinkling in the background, that would be Elle playing in a bag.
Yep.
Can you hear that?
Yes, I can.
Okay, general reading about this, about the budget, adding the poison pill to the budget and the general process. The Ace of Wands. Okay, so we've got somebody's gonna. This is not the strong act. This is like taking strong action, but I'm gonna give us the lower energy of this is the Fred Flintstone card, as Lena Rodriguez calls it. This is trying to make that square peg fit in the round hole. We're gonna force this thing through, come hell or high water. Now, what might also be is that the Senate Republicans and other Republicans are going to take this hammer and hit them right back on the head with it, because there's a decision that needs to be made here. What are we going to do, and how are we going to do it? Page of Pentacles. They're right now, the Freedom Caucus is trying to force through this thing that's irrelevant, but it's all about messaging of values in the budget. In the past, we got the Emperor card. In our previous reading, that might represent Trump. Trump certainly wants this. The Republicans, Trump wants this thing forced through so he can campaign on it. The Dick Cheneys of the world don't want this because it's just going to be the demise of the Republican Party. And again, we're looking at a crossroads here. And this crossroads is, do we keep going forward with this nonsense? Do we move away from the nonsense and just get this thing done? We don't really want to rock the boat a month before the election. Overarching energy is the Four of Coins, holding on to your values. And again, over money, messaging of money, holding on to it with those restrictions. God, this card comes up a lot, doesn't it? Nine of Wands. It's the same old tired rhetoric. And it's, you can imagine how weary the conservatives are. No, never mind the Democrats. I don't even talk about the Democrats in this reading. You can imagine how tired the conservatives are. It's like, it's the clown show in the House coming through with their clown show antics yet again. What does it take to get them to stop? Maybe we have to pull out the big guns. Outcome, Seven of Swords. Sneaking away, back, trying to get away with it, infidelity. I got it. To me, sort of bringing it home is there could be some secret negotiations that go on to thwart this. There could be some secret agreements going on. Or this is just an attempt, like maybe we can, it's early. Maybe we can force them to agree with us and we'll get away with it. But I will turn it to you since you said you've got it.
Yeah. Put it down again.
Okay, you're ugly and your mother dresses you funny.
Thanks.
Put it down, not put you down.
So what I got is with the Ace of Wands. This is Trump's newest argument. This is the one he wants to base his new campaign on. That's what the Page of Pentacles is. Look, this is the thing of value I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring election integrity. And you've got the Emperor card, which is Trump. You've got the trying to move this calmer waters, but that four of Pentacles, that's always Trump being selfish.
Stop. Is this the immigrants coming in over the border by the millions to vote?
Could be. So the Four of Pentacles, to me, that's always Trump doing what's best for Trump. It's that gold, mine. It's all about me.
That's right. This is your favorite Trump card.
Yes, indeed. And it's like you said, the Nine of Wands. It's that same old tired argument that we keep doing, and it's all about stealing the election. These immigrants and these non-citizens are voting and stealing the election from you. It's purely Trump's messaging that he's trying to get. He's willing to shut down the government for his messaging.
Yep, because burn it all down. It won't matter if the government's shut down. If he's a president of the United States, it won't matter if the Democrats hold the House and the Senate. If he's president of the United States, because he's going to be dictator for life.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, exactly.
Right? Doesn't matter. As long as he gets the presidency, everything's fine.
Okay. So apologize to those of you out there. We sometimes talk over each other when we're doing the lives, kind of the remote, because there's a delay.
Yeah.
So by the time there's a pause, the other guys already started talking again.
Yeah, and you've seen that in Zoom meetings that you've been in at work. There's that enough of a delay that you think the person's done and it's okay to jump in. Yeah. So I'll just mute Gary from now on. And
no thanks.
That's the benefit of hosting these StreamYards.
I bet your mom wish she had a mute button for us when we were growing up.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, your dad.
Okay,
Dad.
So,
a mute button and an ejection seat.
Okay, so I'm going to throw will the government shut down?
Okay.
Will MAGA Mike Johnson and Trump be successful in shutting the government down? Because this is a bridge that they're willing to die on. So will MAGA Mike Johnson and Trump shut the government down, be successful in shutting down the government, because there's not enough voter suppression? Okay.
I know, right? The voter suppression acts have to get more and more extreme because their whole platform is less and less popular.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, upside down deck. Okay, so the foundation is the Five of Pentacles. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the people who benefit from government programs, yeah, they're going to be left out in the cold. We're more than happy to shut this thing down for you. Crossed with the High Priestess.
But how good of an idea is it?
Keeper, divine feminine knowledge, keeper of secrets. Yeah, this is going to hurt Joe Biden and the Democrats. If I think in their mind they think this is going to hurt the Democrats if they shut the government down. That it's not going to be seen as a Republican issue. It's a Democrat issue. It's either that or they're just like, we need to suppress the votes. We can't have too many women voting because we've taken on unpopular platforms. Underneath it all is the Empress. Once again, they've lost a lot of voters because of Roe v. Wade. Mm-hmm. And so it's like Dave said, their platform is becoming less and less popular, especially amongst women. And people are feeling left out. And they need to suppress more and more in order to, they could count on their MAGA base. Well, at least they think they could count on the MAGA base. But they need more and more of that MAGA base. So they need to basically suppress as much other voters as possible so that they still have a majority. In the past, you got the Seven of Wands, fight, fight, fight. They need to defend their position. Are they going to shut down the government with this? They're certainly willing to. This is a hill they want to die on. This whole making sure that proof of citizenship is required. It's the hill they're willing to die on. This is the call to arms. Hey, this is something that is super duper important, and we need all of the voters to rise up and say, yes, we need to prove that illegals are voting. People who are non-citizens are voting. I shouldn't say illegals because they're just non-citizens. Yeah. The lesson to be learned, or the overarching energy, Seven of Pentacles. We used to have a bunch of voters. We've only got one voter now. The Republican Party, they're looking at, we don't care about this budget. We want what we want, which is we want to suppress voters because we want to win the election, and this is our best path forward. The lesson to be learned is, you could bring things of value that benefit people and are just, but on the negative energy is you can just do things that are in your own best interest and just give crumbs to the people that follow you. The outcome, Kamala Harris is the outcome. The Nine of Pentacles. I don't think they're going to be successful in shutting it down. I think that the Senate and, like Dave said, the conservative Republicans are just tired of this, and they don't want to get hung out to dry a month before their election. They're going to say, you know what? No. The government is supposed to be here to support the people, and we need to do what's best for our citizens. Women, it's not just for the wealthy people, and it's not just for MAGA. It's for everybody. This is the benefit of the United States, because we all live better if we've got a normal functioning government. Over to you.
I mean, generally speaking, budgets are there to take care of the United States and its citizenry. The party that's in charge, they get to call the shots as to how the budget goes. But to threaten to shut the government down because you want 100% everything you want and nothing your opponents want, that's not the wisest thing in the world to do. Matter of fact, it's darn foolish thing to do with that. And people are going to get tired of seeing that, the same old thing. They're going to get tired of it, and you're going to reap what you sow if you do that. So maybe a bit of compromise. Again, when you're in charge, you get most of what you want. Have a little bit of compromise. And if you do that, everybody wins. If you refuse to do that, what's going to end up happening is that the oligarchs are going to come in and say, hey, don't you dare start crashing the economy right before the election. That could be blamed on the Republicans because we want to be the new oligarchs of the United States and you're killing us. Mm-hmm. So knock it off because we can't tell the Democrats what to do right now. I guess maybe there's too many of them that can't be easily bought out.
Yes.
Not all of them, just maybe too many at this point. Much more expensive to buy them.
Yes. So my gut feeling is they're not going to shut it down because the normal House Republicans they're not going to want to stomach it. It's not going to benefit them. It's going to benefit Kamala Harris and the Democrats if the government gets shut down.
I'm going to throw a little quick four-parter. Will there be some – because one of two things is going to happen. Either the Republicans are going to vote as a block and get it through to the Senate, and the Senate's going to say, stop wasting our time and kick it back. And then they can say, oh, look, we did this.
Yeah.
Or some House Republicans are going to grow a spine, maybe taking Dick Cheney's lead there, and say, stop it. We're not doing this time. Stop these sophomorish antics. They were tiresome all last year, and they're tiresome now. Mm-hmm. So I just want to do a four-parter. How will the Dick Cheney conservative Republicans in the House react to this budget? Will they support it? Will they reject it?
Will they support it?
Or will they reject it? Nine of Wands, again, this card keeps coming up. And they're just tired. They're tired of the same old antics. Remember, here we go, Six of Cups underneath it. King of Wands, that could be interesting. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm asking if they'll stop it. What I'm getting the vibe is tired of the same old crap. Look, we're going to be the ones that bear the brunt of this. We used to be able to get stuff like this done. Honestly, I think what's going to happen here is this is representing Dick Cheney, just saying, hey, it's time for you guys to take action. Time for you to push back. And they're going to look back, Dick Cheney never served us wrong before. And I think there's going to be some Republicans that just message, hey, we're willing to work with the Democrats on getting a budget passed.
Yep. That's exactly what I got with that Knight of Pentacles.
Yeah. And with that, mind you, Mike Johnson's the one that pulls these to the floor. So, you can have half the Republicans say, we're going to saddle up with the Democrats and come up with a budget. Mike Johnson never has to take that to the floor. That Knight of Pentacles is probably just going to be, look, we're just going to let's just continue the budget the way it is. Take the easy way out, which is just like they were supposed to do last year. Let's not debate over this. We'll just call it a continuing budget, be done with it, and move on. But expect there's going to be drama and theatrics leading up to the 11th hour because that's really all the Freedom Caucus, the Putin Caucus, the MAGA Caucus has to offer.
Yep. No arguments here.
All right. Anything else you want to throw on it? Or should we call it quits at 22 minutes?
Let's call it good.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video and supporting our channel. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, please give us a thumbs up if you like this nonsense. Subscribe if you really want to be subjected to it. And leave a comment, and I will read it, and I will often respond.
Yeah, unlike our mother, you have the option of subscribing. Our mother, she couldn't have subscribed when she.
You also have the option of muting this.
You didn't have that either. Fast forwarding, skipping to the end.
Absolutely.
Deleting her account.
Just unsubscribing.
Exactly. All right, thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.